All right, your personal item is the bag you interact with the most at security, in your seat, during the flight, and throughout the airport. So today I'm giving you the exact system that keeps your essentials accessible, your bag under control, and your travel day stress-free. And stick around to the end because I'm sharing the one small add-on that keeps my hands free for the entire travel day. Let's build your system step by step. First, start with the right bag. Your personal item is your anchor on a travel day, so the bag you choose matters more than most people realize. Now, I am not here to tell you that you have to buy a specific bag. In fact, you likely already have a bag that will work. Dig through your closet or wherever it is you hide the bags you've collected over time and try to find the bag that meets these characteristics. First, structured. While Luxe travelers know for the ultimate comfort to keep their personal item on top of their rolling carry-on as they travel, I mean, who wants unnecessary shoulder or back pain? If or when you do put your item on some other surface, you want it to stand up on its own. If it collapses, it's a no-go. So something that has some structure is key. Next, you want a bag whose main opening or main compartment has a wide opening. This makes getting into it and pulling things out easy peasy. You want to be able to see in there. And small openings mean darkness and being stuck doing the one arm shuffle to find what you need. You also want something that is easy to organize. Now, we'll talk about the Luxe 4-pouch system that makes organization an absolute breeze. So if your bag doesn't have a bunch of pockets, no worries, we got you covered. But some items you might want to think about are a laptop pocket for you to store your computer, a tablet, or a Kindle, an outside pocket for a water bottle. I personally use my other outside pocket for my liquid medication so that it's super easy to pull out when going through security. And my front pocket is where I store my snacks pouch. Okay, this next one is super important if you want to actually keep all your stuff inside your bag. You want to make sure that every pocket, every opening can close. Anyone who has ever used an open-topped tote as their personal item has had a bad surprise if they suddenly are on a slightly smaller plane and oops, your personal item has to be stowed on its side under the seat. That's where all your stuff starts just like rolling down the plane. While the Luxe 4-pouch system will help this, you can avoid all of these issues simply by using a bag where everything zips or can be fully closed. Lastly, you want a bag that can comfortably fit under the seat. I mean, this one seems like an obvious one, but still, it's got to be said. Okay, so now that we have the bag settled, it's time to talk about the Luxe 4-pouch system. I have been doing this for well over a decade now, and I have constantly been told by others that I am doing travel right. Truly, it's a game changer. So, the 4-pouch system. The key to the pouch system is that you pack it once, and then from that moment on, you're just checking them before each trip to make sure that there isn't anything missing or anything that needs to be replaced. The hardest part is packing it for the very first time, and then after that, it takes a few minutes before you're out the door. All right, pouch number 1, the essentials pouch. These are the items you can't live without. Lip balm, tissues, eye drops, hand lotion. For me, it's simply 2 things, Vaseline lip care and Nivea cream hand lotion. This is why my essentials bag is tiny and clips to my phone and literally comes with me everywhere. Pouch number 2 is just in case. Now, this is a pouch that you might not always need. If you have a longer flight or if you're staying in hotels when you get where you're going, you'll want your just in case pouch. And here you're going to include your stuff for circulation, like your compression socks, or maybe an ankle sleeve if you tend to swell. It's also where I recommend stowing a travel eye mask and some earplugs. This is so that if you're on the plane and want to rest your eyes, but you don't have the luxury of lowering the shade, an eye mask comes in handy. Or if you're at your hotel and it's a bit noisier than you expected, having some earplugs will save the day. These items take up barely any room and can make a world of difference. All right, pouch number 3, the seat back savior. In here, you're including any technology you're going to need on the plane. For me, this includes my AirFly, this fancy Bluetooth thing that lets me watch the in-flight entertainment using my AirPods. Then I'll also bring my AirPods, a charger cord, and for my charger block, I bring one travel adapter that has enough inputs to charge all of my devices at once. And because my essentials pouch is so tiny, I also include in my seatback savior pouch my nail file, a tiny nail clipper, and my hair ties. Lastly, pouch 4 are my snacks. Now, this one is uber important for me because I'm celiac, and anyone with food allergies knows there's really no guarantee you're going to be able to find food when you can eat. So always have backups. And as we talked about earlier, I keep this pouch in the front pocket of my personal item so that it's super easy to grab as needed. I also keep this bag packed full of shelf-stable items so that I only have to refill it before each trip. Now, bonus tip, if you can, try to make it so that your pouches are each a different color. This means that over time, you'll learn that the purple one always has your snacks and the gray one will always be your seat back savior. And that also means that when you're able to snag a free upgrade into first class and you suddenly find yourself in the bulkhead row with no underseat space for your personal item, you just have to go into your bag and grab your seat back savior pouch and you know you're all set. No fumbling with bags and no having to go into the overhead compartment mid-flight. Now you might ask, why separate stuff into 4 pouches? Because your brain remembers categories more easily than random items. 4 pouches equals instant organization. Okay, so now you have your bag and you have your pouches. Now what do? The answer, you intentionally leave space. Most people pack their personal item to the brim. Don't. Try to leave roughly 20% of your bag empty because you will pick up things along the way. Or you'll have a few other items that might not go into a pouch, like your sunglasses, a scarf, snacks you buy in the airport, or even duty-free items because tax-free is very tempting. A little empty space prevents that overflowing bag issue that makes travel feel chaotic. You want to be able to easily grab your pouches and have the option to buy something at the airport and know you have a safe place to store it. And know that your bag will never be so full it won't fit under the seat. And as I'm sure you've all seen, airlines are getting really picky these days about how many items you bring on the plane. That plastic bag of stuff you bought at the newsstand? Yeah, you might have to find a place for it all. And that is why Luxe travelers leave 20% of space. We plan ahead to ensure a smooth day. All right, no ultimate personal item packing system would be complete without guidance on what not to put in your personal item. Keeping the bag light is the whole point after all. So you want to skip hardcover books, bulky jackets you can't store easily, full-size toiletries, unnecessary tech, and extra shoes. And anything that is heavy that you're bringing just in case you might need it, right? This bag should feel effortless to lift, carry, and slide under the seat. Nobody wants to pull their back trying to stow their personal item. And before we wrap up, here's the bonus tip I promised. And this is one of those things, one of those small things that makes a big difference. I use a sturdy exterior clip attached to the outside of my personal item. And this one completely changes how I move through airports. Here's why I love it. Instead of carrying things in my hands or stuffing bulky items into my bag, I clip them to the outside, my jacket or my sweater. Then here I'll clip my Cabot neck pillow, and on long haul flights, even my travel blanket. Everything stays secure, nothing is swinging. And my hands stay completely free, which matters so much when you're juggling phones, coffee, or just trying to move calmly through the terminal. It also keeps my personal item from turning into a hole of bulky layers I don't need until later. But here's the super secret trick. When you originally buy this thing, it comes with a simple silver ring, and those rings are notorious for accidentally opening. What you want to do is replace the ring with a climbing carabiner that locks. This one change will give you complete assurance that your items are safe and staying put. Altogether, this is one of those quiet, intentional travel upgrades that doesn't look flashy, but once you use it, you will never go back. Comfort as we age is about removing friction, and this little clip does exactly that. Oh, and they make amazing stocking stuffers. All right, and that is the ultimate personal item packing system. Simple, efficient, and so much easier to manage on real travel days. If you want more calm, minimalist travel systems, subscribe for new tips each week. There's so much more coming.